Coverage you can count on. The Wabash Valley's most watched newscast continues with sports.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Marty Ledbetter. Casey Miller has the night off. It's playoff time for fall high school sports across the state, and one team down south has their eyes set on rekindling a program's legacy. Washington is looking for their first state title appearance in boys soccer since 2003. But first they have to go through Cardinal Ritter. The wind was an obvious factor, and the Hatches tried to exploit it when they could. Esteban Becerra just misses the upper 90 with this floater. We stay tied at 0. Final minute of play, and Cardinal Ritter comes up with the difference maker. The Raiders go up 1-0 with only 30 seconds remaining. Washington's impressive season comes to an end at the hands of Cardinal Ritter in semi-state by a final score of 1-0. The Raiders advance. Meanwhile, in volleyball, after surviving a marathon match in the morning semis, the Northview Knights look to capture a 3A Danville regional title over the host Warriors. First set, Jenny Lundy sets a perfect ball for Cambry Lucas to send it right down the middle of the Danville defense. Knights up early. Later in the set, Knights pull off some sleight of hand as Lundy draws the Warriors' attention. Fellow senior Madeline Cinder steps the ball right over the Danville wall. Knights getting into a groove. You know it's coming. It's not a matter of if with Northview, but when their star senior Jenny Lundy will bury one on you. This ball finding the back part of the court. Knights in firm control. Northview will win this one in straight sets, clinching their 5th regional title in 6 years and once again punching their ticket to semi-state. Over in 2A, the North Knox Lady Warriors faced off with Christian Academy in their regional semifinal. North Knox down 2-0 with their backs against the wall as junior Megan Cross comes up with the clutch kill for the Lady Warriors. We're tied early in set 3. Later in the set, North Knox sets up their star senior Mackenzie Muir for the kill. It takes the Warriors bounce off the dig. North Knox ties it back up at 9. Christian Academy comes back in this one, though, and goes on to beat North Knox in straight sets to advance to the Forest Park 2A regional finals. In the Lagodi 1A regional, the Bar Eve Lady Vikings faced off with Rock Creek in the semifinals. Set 1, Bar Eve already in firm control of this matchup, thanks in large part to the play of sophomore star Anna Ballingy. She gets the kill, point for Bar Eve. Later in the set, fellow sophomore phenom Addison Ainscoe fakes out the entire Rock Creek team with this directional shot to the back left corner. Vikings close to closing this one out. Bar Eve goes on to win their semifinal matchup against Rock Creek in straight sets and advances to the regional championship. And in the 1A Lagodi Regional Championship, Bar Reeve beats Trinity Lutheran in straight sets to win their program's 13th regional title and advance to semi-state. After back-to-back last-second possession losses, the Indiana State Sycamores look to pick up their 3rd win of the season. Coach Mallory and his Sycamores on the road in Carbondale to take on Southern Illinois. First quarter, ISU down 7-0, but knocking on the Salukis' door. Jaquan Keys runs to the right side, has a huge hole, and punches this one in for ISU. Sycamores tied up at 7. Second quarter, still tied at 7. Quarterback Ryan Boyle fires this one down the right side of the field, and it's caught by Dante Hendricks for the big gain into Salukis' territory. Just 3 plays later, if it worked once, why not go to it again? Keys takes the handoff to the left side this time, but it's the same result. Touchdown ISU. Sycamores take a 14-7 lead. ISU avoids the fourth quarter comeback and beats SIU 24-21, snapping a 14-game MVC losing streak in the process. Back at the friendly confines of Cook Stadium, Rose-Hulman is looking for their first winning streak of the season against Anderson. First quarter tied at 0. Andrew Dion finds Jake Zimmerman wide open down the field for the big 38-yard gainer. Engineers into Ravens territory. 3 plays later, Dion from the gun surveys the field and threads the needle to Noah Thomas in the end zone. Rose-Hulman takes a 7-0 lead. Later in the first, Anderson driving into the Rose red zone, but Parker Lappin picks the intended pass off. Rose's ball on their own 8-yard line. 3 plays later again, Dion sees his man Thomas streaking down the middle of the field. Perfect timing on this passing catch. Thomas goes 78 yards to the house. The Fighting Engineers win this one big, 44-6, and move to 3-4 on the season. 2 teams trying to prove they're better than their record shows as IU hosts Penn State. Second quarter tied at 7, but look out because here comes Ronnie Walker Jr. That's a 30-yard touchdown run for the Hoosier true freshman. Hoosiers take a 14-7 lead. Penn State would rally back in this one and beat IU 33-28, though. The Hoosiers have now lost 3 straight this season. That does it for sports. Stick around, Brady Harp will have a final look at your evening's forecast after this quick timeout.
Coverage you can count on. The Wabash Valley's most watched newscast continues with sports.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Marty Ledbetter. Casey Miller has the night off. After 6 games this season, the Indianapolis Colts find themselves at the bottom of the barrel. Can they begin to turn things around before their Week 9 bye? Indianapolis hoping the return of T.Y. Hilton will be the jolt in the arm they need against the Buffalo Bills. Second quarter, Colts up 6-0. Andrew Luck checks down to an open Marlon Mack in the flat, and he speeds down the sideline and into the end zone. That's a 29-yard touchdown hookup for Mack and Luck. Colts go up 14-0. Later in the second, Colts offense once again in Bills territory. Luck buys some time, rolls out of the pocket, looks like he might tuck it and run, but finds trusted receiver T.Y. Hilton open in the end zone. Colts up 21-0. Third quarter, it's a play that looks very similar to the one we saw in the second as Luck rolls to his right, fires to the pylon. Hilton with the TD grab, his second of the day. Colts up big, 31-5. Late in the game, Mack busts this run for a touchdown and seals the game for Indianapolis. The Colts beat Buffalo 37-5. Andrew Luck spoke after the game about the impact the run game had on today's game.
It is a joy to watch. It's fun, and you know, to have a guy over 100 yards like Marlon was, and to have those positive, productive runs, and Frank to keep coming back to it, and then it sort of just felt like the dam burst open. It certainly makes the quarterback's job simpler and easier.
Tom Brady and the New England Patriots stopped by Chicago to face off with Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears. First quarter, Bears down 7-3 in the red zone. Mitch Trubisky manages to escape the pressure, keeps his eyes downfield. No one is open, so he tucks it and runs it in himself for the touchdown. Bears in front, 10-7. In the second quarter, New England still trails, but Brady is about to change that as he sees James White beat the linebacker in coverage and checks to him in the end zone. New England retakes the lead, 21-17. Final play of the game, Bears need a touchdown to force overtime. Trubisky rolls out of the pocket, fires the Hail Mary down the field as time expires, and somehow Kevin White comes up with the catch on the Patriots' one, but can't break into the end zone as he's gang tackled. New England holds on and beats Chicago 38-1.
To me, it's pretty simple. Anytime, I don't know what the numbers are, but anytime you give up 2 special teams touchdowns, I can't imagine the numbers are too good in regards to winning that game. So that hurt us.
Last night, the Purdue Boilermakers and David Blau hosted unbeaten Ohio State in a Big Ten showdown. Fourth quarter, and DJ Knox is looking to put this game away for Purdue as he takes this 42-yard run to the house. Ohio State trails 28-6 with only 11 minutes remaining. Later in the fourth, and why not go back to your workhorse? Knox makes the first Buckeye miss, then goes 40 yards to the house, untouched. Boilermakers up big, 35-13. Purdue pulls off the prime-time upset over number 2, unbeaten Ohio State, 49-20. The Boilermakers move to 4-3 on the season. Over in Illinois, several teams were sitting by their TVs on Saturday with their teammates and coaches to see if their high school seasons would continue for at least one more week. In Class 1A, the 8-1 Red Hills Salukis, led by senior running back Drew Moore, will host 6-3 Moniqua in the first round of the Illinois playoffs. The Salukis are hoping for more playoff success as they were just 2 wins away from playing for a state title a season ago. For the 18th time in their program's history, the Newton Eagles are in the playoffs. The 6-3 Eagles will be traveling to Fairfield to take on the 9-0 Mules. In Class 4A, the unbeaten Paris Tigers will play host to the 6-3 Salem Wildcats. Paris looking to replace last year's memory of an early exit from the postseason with a deep run this year. Also in Class 4A, the 6-3 Olney Tigers will travel to the 8-1 Bishop McNamara Fighting Irish. This marks the first appearance in the playoffs for the Tigers since 2015. Best of luck to all the Wabash Valley teams this postseason. After 8 months, over 170 games, and thousands of miles traveled, we're finally down to the final 2 teams playing for a chance to be World Series champion. The Los Angeles Dodgers punched their ticket to the World Series after getting the best of the Milwaukee Brewers in their 7-game marathon NLCS. This marks the 2nd straight season the Dodgers will be competing in the World Series. On the other side stands the AL champions, the Boston Red Sox. Boston won a league-high 108 games this past regular season, and after beating the Yankees in 4 games and the Astros in 5, the Red Sox appear to be firing on all cylinders at the right time. The Dodgers travel to Boston on Tuesday night for Game 1 with first pitch scheduled for a little after 8 p.m. The Red Sox will turn to Chris Sale while the Dodgers will look to Clayton Kershaw to win Game 1. That does it for sports. Stick around. Brady Harp will have a final look at your week's forecast after this quick timeout. All right, thanks, Rick. That's right. Both Bar Reeve and Linton making the trip up here to Bankers Life, looking to add some history to their programs, as Bar Reeve was looking for the second state title in their boys basketball tradition, while Linton was looking for their first. We saw two different styles of games played in the 1A and 2A games, but unfortunately for both teams, it was the same result as they come up just short.
They've laid it on the line every single night, and we beat some very good basketball teams and played very well at times. Not played so well at times, but it's like Steve said, I just think they're a gritty bunch of players, and I'm tremendously proud of them. Today's game doesn't take anything away from that.
We were very close. We had a couple good looks late that if they go in, we're wearing different color metal, but these guys have nothing to be ashamed of. I thought we were excellent. I would coach 31 more games with these guys.
That is the fifth time in program history that Bar Reeve has finished as the Class 1A runner-up. Linton finishes in Class 2A runner-up for the second time. Both teams will be making strong returns next year and looking to get that final step and bring home a different colored medal. Reporting in Indianapolis for Sports 10, I'm Marty Ledbetter. Back to you.